Hey there, everyone. I am Kay Moonchild. I am here to start for 2026 a weekly card pull for the collective. And so, if you're seeing this might be something that can help you for forward looking or forecasting to the week ahead, right? And so, this will be for January 4th all the way to Saturday, January 10th here. And this will be Sunday evenings. I will make sure to try to post the pre record for the weekly card pool that I will drop 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, so let's see here what's the overall energy for the week here. Spirit is talking about fences, boundaries. And some of you, Spirit is saying here, throughout this week, look at the areas where you did not set those boundaries yet. Like, where did you not complete the project of putting up the fence around yourself, around your home, around those things that need to be protected, as well as boundaries that need to be set, and it needs to be knowledgeable to those around you that boundaries have been set. Spirit is saying here, try not to worry about being afraid about setting boundaries. Like, some of you, I can feel, have been a little weary about setting boundaries because you're afraid of like the clap back that's going to come from said people who need to have those boundaries, or at the places where you need to have those boundaries. And so I feel like here in some areas you have start to build your fence, but there's gaps here, says Spirit. So this week, look where the gaps are at. Look where you haven't finished the projects of setting the boundaries, because this is something that needs to be completed, not just a little here or a little there. Spirit is saying, good job, right? You've started somewhere at least. We see that, but you want to complete this here, okay? And so look for that this week. Look at areas where it's like you're bumping into situations because maybe you have not set the proper boundaries as well. Spirit is saying here, be assured that you put like a good quality of boundaries, something that is not weak, something that is going to really be stable, that's going to ground, that is really going to put a footing in the ground here for you. And so when you put a fence up around the house, you want it to be durable. You want it to really keep people out and keep those things in, that's yours, right? You want to also make sure that it's understood that this fence is meant for you to understand, this is your property and this is my property. This is your personal space. This is my personal space. This is your job role. This is my job role. Spirit says here this week, look at the places where you have lacked to yet put people in situations in there or in its proper place and space, and making sure it is good and solid and stable. Like, I feel like I'm literally like building a fence. Like, I don't want it to be wobbly. You want it to be solid. You want it to be of good material, sustainable material that's going to weather the storms for when people or situations are going to try to kick at your boundaries. And so look for those weak spaces and places, Spirit says, this week, as you go ahead, starting from Sunday evening, even probably some things that you could think of already that has been happening throughout the start of the Sunday. But make sure you're being attentive to yourself and seeing where, okay, this boundary is solid. Wow, I haven't put one up yet here, or this boundary have been put up, but it's not solid, and it could use a better look at how to make it more stable and rooted, okay? So let's dig into this, because this week is already about boundaries as we are starting this calendar new year, right? And so let's see if we can get more for this collective read. If it's hitting for you, great. Comment, like, share. Put someone in here that might need to hear this word as well. Your Spirit's like, you know what? You might have been, some of you had to come to the decision of having to put up boundaries in particular against, or withholding another person here. For some of you, it's coming from a person that have a relationship with you in some type of way. And so this could be in any type of dealings, right? We have all type of relationships: work, family, friends, lovers, associates, however you want to look at it, classmates, and it could be like just strangers too as well, but this is dealing with something that for some of you, like, if you don't put a boundary up, it's going to take you to the legal systems. It's going to take you to a much deeper matter where more people are going to get involved in a legal manner. And so if you've been dragging at making sure that you gotten things together, who I'm hearing like with the courts or in a much deeper matter than just a issue with a friend or issue with a family member that could be much lighter. Spirit is saying here, like, be attentive to that because a decision needs to be made on seriously sticking to what you know needs to be put into place. Like there's something here, some orders that need to be put in place seriously. And so Spirit is saying here, like, quickly now, because it's getting to a point where a decision has to be made and you don't want it to press deeper into a situation where, it takes you to having to deal with legal concerns, okay? I feel like you've been staying very distant from, getting this matter in control, or if a matter is, have the possibility to go to a legal status, like you've really just been slack at it. And it's because it takes a lot of energy, right? To even have to think about some of these situations you have going on. But it's so important that this gets into place because for some of you, these are situations that have been going on since the fall of 2025. And so it's like this should have been taken care of, but it's following you continually on, says Spirit. And so when are you going to get tired? Because this is not going to go anywhere. You're going to have to set up the boundaries. You're going to have to learn and know how to protect yourself. You're going to have to up the ante on how serious you need to be about doing this for yourself. And for some of you, it's for yourself and it's for others that are also connected to you. Okay, like especially in the household matter here. And so you really got to anchor down here, says Spirit. Like you're so far from like anchoring yourself down here and locking in and really making sure that things are understood. The lines are laid, is laid in the dirt, is laid in the sand. Like, you have to be serious about this, says Spirit, okay? Yeah. And so Spirit says something got to change. Change card is on here. Some type of movement has to happen for something to change. This is where we're going back to Spirit saying, like, you can't sit still. Like, there's no such thing as sitting still this week or in the matters that's going to come upon you this week here, possibly. You're going to have to do some movement in this. If you do not, more harm than good is going to be caused, is going to happen, is going to take place. And this is where Spirit is like, we're trying to get you to see, like, you don't want that, because this can go to a deeper issue or connect to a deeper issue where you're going to have to be deciding then, what's the next level of boundaries that have to be set. And you don't want to get to the point where it could cause for legal attention, is what Spirit is saying. Yeah, look at that. Despair. And then you're in this energy. And so this is literally a call to try to help you prevent from going into this low energy throughout this week or hitting a brick wall because you chose to slack on getting boundaries and protection or things into its proper order and into its proper fitting and stability here for your own good and for the own good of others who are possibly connected to you here. And so this is not a time where you can slack on yourself or fail yourself in a sense. You have to be very attentive here to the situations that are like rising here that needs to be put into its rightful space and place and situation. Okay, let's see here for the week. What's the tea? And then that'll be it for this carpool for the week. And however this might assist you or help you look ahead, I am happy to be able to share that with you. What's the tea for this week here for January 4th all the way until Saturday, January 10th? Reject it. And so this is part of you knowing what type of boundaries you're going to be having to face for this week. The tea for this week is reject it, saying no, no thank you, return to sender. You can have it. I don't want it. And this is something Spirit says you're going to have to be practicing for the new calendar year that is going on. Practice learning how to reject things, refuse things, reverse things, letting things be pushed away. No thank yous are going to be okay for you this year. Practice that in the mirror. You don't know what it looks like. You don't know how it should show up. Practice it in the mirror. Your no thank yous for this week for this year. All right, beautiful souls, that is it. I'm K Moonchild. If you like this, let me know. Comment, like it, love it, star it, whatever you got to do.